something like that did happen, it could be anywhere. Someone could be holding it in their hand right now.
But it's impossible to know who or where that person is.
So we'll look here and hope. That's all I can do to keep from going insane.
I'm telling you, it won't be here. I'm pretty sure it's gone.
I can't believe that it's gone. You had it in your hands, didn't you?
Yes, I think it's safe to say, since we've been over this almost a million times, that I did have it in my hand.
You didn't look at it at all. Did you set it down? Near the phone in your bedroom, maybe?
No, but I made the call from your bedroom, not mine.
What? Why'd you go in my bedroom?
I told you before. I panicked and I simply ran for a phone.
Well, the phone in your room still works, right?
Yes.
Then why'd you go in mine?
No, I guess I wasn't thinking very clearly. Your room is closer.
Well, when the police were here, did you mention anything to them? Did they look for it or anything?
Of course I told them about it, and they looked for a few hours, but even they couldn't find anything. How do you think we're going to find it if even the police can't?
Because we're going to continue to look for more than a few hours. Besides, who's our friend?
It must be getting late.
I wish we could just start this all again.
What?
I wish we could go back to when you had it in your hands and this time do it right. I wish you could have done it right the first time. You don't just lose something like that, you know.
Well, we can't go back.
Then just keep looking.
What?
I think it's in here. I mean, look at all the cleaning. It's just gotta be in here. Come here, look, baby.
Why don't you do it yourself?
I don't know. What if there's a spider or something like that in here? You know how I feel with those sort of things. Please.
Jesus, you're such a wimp. There, are you satisfied? There weren't any spiders or anything either.
You never know.
I guess you don't. Are you hungry or anything?
No.
I don't think I've eaten anything all day.
Oh.
Have you ever walked so much in one day that you feel like your heel's about to crack in two? Bones, I mean, right in two.
Can't say that I have. Are you sure you've looked everywhere?
What?
You said Taylor, and then I asked you if you looked everywhere. What were you going to say?
Nothing.
It must have been something.
I can't remember
You
anything.
must be able to remember.
I can't. It wasn't important.
Well, if you can't remember, how do you know it wasn't important?
I don't know.
Well, then.
Just forget it.
Well,
Well, what?
are you going to answer my question or not?
What question?
Are you sure you've looked everywhere?
How many times do we have to go over this?
Isn't this important to you?
Of course it
Go
is.
over it as many times as it takes.
What time is it?
10:03.
I think we should just give up for tonight and get some rest.
Yeah, rest until I know that I've looked everywhere.
I'm exhausted.
You think you're the only one who's exhausted?
I don't know, am I?
Look, Alice, it's been a hard time for all of us, all right?
I just wish we could think more rationally about this. This is so frustrating.
You have been thinking rationally. You've looked almost everywhere that seems rational.
I'm just a little tired, that's all.
Do you think you're the only one who's tired?
Taylor, we just said this. Can't you see how ridiculous this has become?
Ridiculous.
Yes, ridiculous.
It's going to get a lot more ridiculous if we don't find it. I'll tell you that for nothing.
Well then, thanks for nothing.
Oh, aren't you a great help? Coming up with lines like that. I'm tired. Thanks for nothing. I wish we could think more rationally.
Taylor, what's gotten you?
Nothing's
How the hell do you get on
Because
top?
I'm not the one who lost a goddamn thing in the first place, now am I?
That's it, Taylor. If you're gonna bring that up again, I'm leaving.
Oh, what's the matter, Alice? Can't take no criticism?
Taylor.
Does it hurt when people press you for
Taylor,
information?
shut up.
You can't handle the burden, can you? The guilt, you were the one who lost it. You and no one else. You just can't handle that kind of responsibility.
Shut up.
It's obvious that you can't.
Maybe I just don't think this is the time for criticism.
Oh, and why not?
Because it's not gonna help us find it.
If you hadn't lost it in the first place.
If I had lost it in the first place.
That's right, if you hadn't lost it in the first place, then none of this would be happening right now.
What? Are you insinuating that because I lost it, Benjamin died? It happened the other way around, as I recall.
No. I mean, if you hadn't lost it, we wouldn't be fighting right now.
Like hell we wouldn't.
Oh, you're probably right. If you hadn't lost it, we'd be arguing about something else. Something really important.
I didn't say it would be important.
No, you didn't.
That's just my point. It wouldn't have had to be important. Not anymore. Even if I hadn't lost the damn thing, we'd still be fighting in exactly the same way, without any rationality. How it comes back?
What?
Nothing.
It doesn't matter. It's your fault. You only been a little more rational at the time. Don't give me that crap.
At the time, it was very difficult to be rational. Of course I wasn't thinking clearly. Who would be?
think I would have been rational enough not to take the thing and then go and lose it somewhere.
Oh, and you're just the portrait of rationality, aren't you?
It's been systematic enough, I'd say. I've looked almost everywhere that seems rational. Oh, but that's based, of course, on what little detail you seem to be able to remember from that night.
Morning.
What?
Morning. It wasn't night, it was morning.
The sun wasn't even up.
It was up all right. It had been up for over an hour.
It wasn't morning.
Oh, so I guess it wasn't morning. And the moon just decided to burn brighter that night.
The moon doesn't burn.
How the hell would you?
Everyone knows.
Have you ever been to the moon?
What the hell do you think?
Well, then how do you know it doesn't work?
I know.
This is stupid. It wasn't morning.
You just said it was.
It was. You're driving me insane.
Telling you it wasn't morning.
And I'm telling you it
It
was.
wasn't.
You weren't fucking there. How the hell would you know?
How the hell would I know?
It wasn't my fault.
What the hell was he doing here anyway?
Don't start this again.
Start whatever I want to.
Yes. But will you have the courage to finish it, or will you just run off again and drive down that dead-end road you fantasize about?
It's obvious you're just avoiding the question.
You're right, as usual. But go ahead, ask it again.
I don't need to, Alice. I already know what he was doing here.
I know what you're insinuating, and you want me to get all angry and react, but I'm not going to.
That's because you have no way of defending yourself.
I'm not taking your bait.
You don't have an alibi, Alice.
I don't have to listen to this.
I mean, you don't want to expose yourself like you did for him.
You have no idea what happened.
I can only imagine.
That's right. You can only imagine. You'll never know. That really pisses you off, doesn't it? If only you knew, then you wouldn't be this irrational. Then you wouldn't think that I have anything in here that threatens you. The fact is that I do. I was there and you weren't. You can either take my word or live obsessed and afraid.
You said he was depressed, didn't you?
That's what I said. You can believe me if you want
But
to.
you never said why he was depressed.
He never really said himself.
That's convenient.
Here we go again.
What the hell do you want me to think, Alice? This man comes over in the middle of the night. I happen to be out of town. He spends the night. You find him the next morning, dead. What the hell do you want me to think?
Think whatever you want. You can think that we had wild sex, unimaginable passion, and that in the aftermath, the guilt set in. I feared that I would be discovered. I thought it best that no witnesses were left who could expose my crime. So I killed him. Yeah, killed him. It was me, and now you know. So you can either turn me in or shut the fuck up! God, it's cold in here. Something gets in. Don't you touch me again! Do you hear me?
You're wrong! It was some kind of insect. The sun has gone down.
Taylor, what's gotten into you? Of course the sun has gone down. What do you mean?
It's there on your back. I saw it and I had to kill it.
Taylor, snap out of it. What's gotten into you?
I don't know. It must be under a lot of stress. But I saw it. It was there. It got away.
Well, where is it now?
I don't know. It fell. I saw it crawl away over there.
It didn't fly.
No. But it was very fast. And it had legs.
Legs.
Many legs.
Well, what was it?
I don't know. Never seen anything like it before.
The one you refused to burn.
But I don't know what it was. I've never seen anything like it before.
Square dancing, that's what it was. You're talking about square dancing.
I can't say for sure. You may be right.
Square dancing, that's what it was. Look, dear, it's Alice and Taylor. How are you two doing? Have you had any luck?
Nothing so far.
We've looked everywhere, and it's almost as if it never existed.
I'm sure it'll turn out. Most things do when you're not looking for them.
Most things, but not this.
That's a rather cynical attitude to take, Taylor. Can't keep a bit of optimism in the air.
I think that's realistic.
I think that's asking a bit much of him right now.
You two don't sound like you're in a very good mood. Can't let these things get you down, you know.
Yes, life goes on, isn't that what they say?
Guess it does.
For some people, anyway.
Benjamin was a bright young man. Maybe a little too smart for his own good, but other than that, he was a good boy.
We must remember that things happen for a reason. There are some mysteries we'll never solve.
Yes. The world works in mysterious ways. It does.
Why, just the other day, I heard about this lightning storm. A great big one just west of here. You probably heard about it too.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Seems this family of 3 was driving down County Road 17, I think it was. Anyway, lightning hit this maple, split it right down the middle. One half of the tree fell into the forest, and the other half fell towards the road. As luck would have it, this family of 3 was coming right up upon the spot, and the tree fell on top of their car and crushed it almost as flat as a pancake. It was almost an hour before anyone found them. Yet this farmer found them and called the police. And when the police and ambulance arrived, they found that everybody inside was still alive. They had just enough air to breathe, from what I understand.
That's amazing! Amazing, I tell you!
But that ain't all. It seems they didn't even have a scratch. They went to the hospital and were released right away. They went home and went to bed, and the next morning the father gets up and goes to work, and on his way he gets hit by a train, carried 10 miles down the track. He was killed, of course. And the mother was attacked by a neighbor's dog and entered the house right there. The dog wasn't known for being vicious either. And the little girl, their daughter, was abducted and hasn't been seen since. She's presumed dead, if the truth be known. That's bullshit.
No, that's amazing! Amazing! Imagine surviving all that, only to be killed in so many horrible ways the very next day. Amazing.
Is there anything else we can talk about?
Why didn't you just tell me? Why didn't you just tell me when you got the mail today?
I didn't want to get them all excited or anything. Well, I got a notice that I won the finalist in the sweepstakes. Can you believe it?
Mother, I think you should know something.
Taylor saw an insect today.
What kind of insect?
I don't know. It was on my back and it ran away as soon as Taylor hit it off me.
In this house. In my house. An insect. It wasn't a fly, was it?
No, it wasn't a fly.
How big was it? Longer than my finger?
Maybe 3/4 as long as your finger.
Did it fly?
No. It crawled, but I didn't get a really good look at it.
Very fast.
Where did it go?
Over there, under the trim of the wall.
It went under the trim.
Yes, it went under the trim.
But how the hell did it fit?
It went under the trim, all right? I don't know how it did it. It just did it. It went under the trim.
When did it happen?
Just now, just before you guys came in just now.
It was only just a few minutes ago that you saw it.
Yes.
So it's not like it's really gone or anything. I mean, it has gone far.
If you mean has it left the house, then no, I guess not. Where do you think it went? I don't know. It's probably in the wall or something.
I think we should call the exterminator.
I think maybe we should change the subject again.
Well, what do you want to talk about, Alice?
I don't know anything other than insects and death.
Light?
But I don't know. Like your father and I just got back from the mall. We picked out the nicest tie for him to wear to the funeral. Looky, looky. I also got a really good black coffee wiper. And I decided to get some elastics for the kitchen. They come in all different colors.
They're expecting another big storm any day now.
Enough of your storms already. We need to find something else to talk about. And I've just the perfect story to start us off. Yesterday, I was talking with Mrs. Faber, and she said that her cat Misty just had 6 kittens. Can you imagine? And each one of them has a white spot on its head, except for the one that's completely white. Anyway, she wants to keep them all, but she knows very well that she can't. She does promise to find good homes for them, though. Problem is that Mr. Faber wants to just take them out to the highway at night and leave them on the side of the road. He hasn't had the guts to do it so far. Mrs. Faber says she hasn't slept well since he told her he was going to do it. Put them on the side of the highway. So far, he hasn't really had the heart to really go through with it. I mean, how could someone be so cruel? I mean, really, those poor innocent little animals left on the side of the road to be hit by a car or exposed to some kind of bird of prey. I just shudder when I think of it.
Well, since we've managed so well to steer clear from the subject of death, is there anything else we could possibly talk about?
What about how you could have been so stupid as to lose a goddamn note?
Taylor, I
know
don't
you
think
don't. What? Why is everyone looking at me? I'm not the one who lost the thing.
People lose things all the time. It's a common enough thing.
I know well enough that people lose things all the time. But a suicide note.
We've been over this enough.
No, we haven't.
Yes, we have! And we've looked everywhere, so why don't you just drop it?
Because I want to know what it said. I want to know why the hell he did it.
He was depressed, Taylor. Alice already said that.
Really? I thought he was so fucking happy that he decided to do himself in.
There's no need for that kind of language. Not now, not at a time like this.
So if we had the note, would that bring him back?
No, it would at least give us a little insight into what was going on
think such things about Alice.
It's possible, isn't it? I mean, she's here with him, alone. He dies. And the only possible piece of evidence that was available was missing. She was the last one to see it. The only one to see it.
God damn it, Taylor. It wasn't easy finding him the way he was.
Taylor, it's probably harder on her than it is on you. Think about other people for a change, will you?
I just want to know why the hell he did it. Okay, you found the line here. Right here. You know he's in his right hand?
Taylor!
I want to know. He was in his right hand. Is that correct?
It was beside his hand, yes.
Taylor, is this really necessary?
Wait, I think I know what he's trying to do.
But we've been over this before.
Then amuse me for a second. Okay, you found the note. You picked it up and you bent over to see if he was still breathing, but he wasn't. He was cold and stiff. So you called for help, and then you waited in your room for the police and the ambulance to arrive. And somewhere between here and there, the note disappeared.
And we've been over the house from here to there, and we can't find a thing.
Then we must be overlooking something. God damn it, Alice, think, will you?
I have, Taylor, and you know it. It's late, and I'm going to bed. See you in the morning.
Yes, it has been a hectic few days for all of us. We should be well rested for the funeral tomorrow. I suggest we all get some rest. Come along down, dear.
I suppose she's right. You two try and get some rest, will you?
The hell were you doing bringing that up in front of Mother?
Shut up.
No, no. That was embarrassing. You made us both look like fools. Benjamin is dead, and all we still do is fight.
I don't care what Mother thinks, or Father for that matter.
Maybe you should, because then you'd see what an idiot you're being. You're hurting people, Taylor. You really are. Nothing you can do now will bring Benjamin back.
I want that note.
Why? So you can solve your little mystery?
I want that note.
Taylor, he's dead.
Want it. I need to know.
You'd think you were looking for the goddamn Rosetta Stone or something.
Oh, get off. Another one's on my arm.
Fix it, Taylor. I'm going to bed.
It's your fault. They're here now. It's your fault. Please stay, Alice. Fuck you.
One week later, and still no sign of land.
Day.
Taylor.
It's only you.
Yep, just me. You can get up off the floor now.
No, there's something else. Something else there below the sound of you. Something where we can't ever go.
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything. It's more peaceful that way. Then they can't sneak up on me.
I don't think they're out to get you personally.
You wouldn't say that.
Oh, would I?
Leave it to you to ignore something as important as this.
Whatever, Taylor. You know, I haven't seen one insect since you saw that one a week ago. I think you might have worked yourself up a little bit too much over this whole thing.
I still see them from time to time.
Then why worry?
Because it was worse when I don't see them. Then all I do is hear them. And when you can only just hear them, moving in the walls and the ceiling, in the places we can't ever go, Then you know it's worse than you ever imagined.
I think you should realize that they aren't going to hurt you.
Who said anything about that?
What?
It's nothing to do with hurt as far as I'm concerned. Others may say it does.
I don't quite understand.
Can't you understand this?
Understand?
It's a living thing, can't you see that?
It's a wall, Taylor.
It's alive!
It's a part of our apartment, Taylor.
That's where you're wrong. Come here. Feel it. Come here and feel it.
If it'll make you feel any better.
There. Do you feel that? Isn't it almost like breathing?
No, I'm sorry, I don't feel a thing.
Okay, wait. Be patient. Do you feel that?
I can feel your hand trembling.
That's because they're moving now. They're in there running like blood through tissue. This building is an animal with its own biology. You never noticed that at all.
How could the wall be trembling? There couldn't possibly be enough of them in there. It'd have to be full of them.
It's not full, but there are many. Many more of them than us, I would suspect.
No. I refuse to go along with this. I'm not going to let you pull me down, too.
I don't need to, Alice. We're already at the bottom.
Where did you go this morning?
Why do you need to know?
I don't. I just noticed that you didn't get up this morning, so I went into your room to see if you were all right. You weren't there.
No, I wasn't.
You must have gotten up very early.
I can't sleep very well anymore.
Oh, and why's that?
I keep feeling things moving in my sheets. Things crawling on the clock beside my bed, trying to change the time on me.
You're only
And I keep
imagining
having this dream.
a dream.
This dream. This man, who's a friend of the family, keeps taking every piece of paper I've ever written or drawn in my life, every handwriting exercise, every child's painting, every note I've ever made for myself, and every page of my diary. This man keeps taking and burying them ahead of me as I chase him through a park downtown. And when I wake up, I want to go and look.
And is that where you went this morning?
No, there's a carnival in town.
But you were up very early.
How would you know?
I heard you leave.
I went down and watched them set up.
I didn't even know there was one coming to town.
I saw the posters when I was waiting for the bus.
Why would you want to go and watch it set up?
I was never allowed to do that.
How was it?
They move differently. They seem more human, even the ones who don't look at it. The tall ones, the short ones, they look more like men from construction jobs. They stop and talk more. I think the ones who would never smile when they saw you in a cart will smile at this time of day. And the ones that would, they never seem to see you.
But you were gone quite a while.
I met someone. We went for a walk and talked. No one could have known.
No what?
Nothing I can discuss right now.
Okay, I won't
But
try.
even if you did, I wouldn't tell you. Not yet.
Don't worry, I won't ask.
But if you did,
I won't.
do you mind if I ask where you've been today?
I just went out to get a few things.
Oh, what kind of things?
Just things. Things that you don't have to know about.
Why not?
Do you have to know about everything I buy?
I understand.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means what I said. I understand.
Were there any messages on the machine when you came home?
There was one.
Who was it?
Somebody for you.
Did he say what his name was?
How'd you know it was a he?
What'd he guess?
Were you expecting a call?
No. I mean, maybe.
Who was it you were expecting a call from?
I don't know. Just tell me.
Who was it?
I don't
Come
know.
on, Alice. What was his name?
Just tell me. Was it Joseph?
Nope. He didn't go by that name. You were expecting another man to call?
No, I just made that name up to see if you'd say yes.
Why?
Just tell me, what was the guy's name?
Dave. He said he'd call you back later, sweetheart.
What?
That's what he said. He called you sweetheart. So who the hell does this guy think he is, anyway?
None of your business. I mean, it's none of your business who it is.
Is it serious?
I don't see how that's any of your concern.
You gotta be careful, Alice. You don't know what you're getting into.
Leave me alone.
You know what you're really like yet?
Shut up.
Does he know you're just getting over Benjamin's death?
I don't know what you mean.
So soon, too. You just couldn't wait, though, could you?
Get away from me, Taylor. I'm gonna hang with you.
No, you can't. No, you can't open the closet yet. No,
Stop it!
Can't
Taylor,
open the
cut it out! What's wrong with you? What's going on in here? Stop it! Taylor won't let me hang my coat.
She can't. Not yet. You can't open it yet.
What are you talking
She
about?
can't.
Don't worry, no one's gonna hang their coat right now. Calm down.
What?
Put it over there for now.
I don't understand.
Well, it isn't important enough to fight over now, is it?
But you don't understand.
Maybe I do.
It's kind of like a surprise.
Well, there you go, Alice. Taylor has a surprise for us. Isn't that reason enough?
A surprise. He wasn't acting like he had a surprise for us when you heard what he said.
A man called for Alice today.
Really?
What kind of man?
Man, David.
What did he want? He probably wanted to know if we still had our date for this evening.
Oh, is that all?
Is that all? No, that's not all.
What else could there be, Taylor?
He called her something.
Called her something. Called her what?
This is ridiculous.
He called her sweet thighs.
He did not. He called me sweetheart. Sweetheart.
Did you hear the message?
No.
I couldn't have been lying.
He always calls me that. He always calls me sweetheart.
Were there any other calls?
No.
Oh, I was just expecting one today. Your father isn't home yet. No, I guess not. He's bringing an old friend of the family's over. I'm not sure if you remember him. You haven't seen him since you were quite young.
I didn't think there were any friends of the family.
Wait, there aren't many. We do have a few here and there. It's just so hard to keep in touch all the time.
What's his name?
I don't know. He's more of a friend of your father's than mine. I think know his name. I just can't seem to remember.
So, he's not really a friend of the family. He's more a friend of father's?
Something like that. And I have met him years ago. I just can't seem to recall his name.
Did he ever give us anything when we were younger?
What do you mean, give you?
I don't know. I just have this memory of some man giving me candy and father laughing. I was just wondering if it was the same man.
Father laughing. I don't know. I really don't know, dear. Taylor! Taylor, what is it? What's wrong?
I'm hurting.
Hurting, Taylor, let me see. What is it?
That man cannot come over here. Not now. He can't. Can't you see that?
Why not? What's wrong,
He
Taylor?
can't. I'm hurting. Everywhere. But mostly in my face. Inside my face.
I don't understand.
What's to understand, Mother? He's hurting. You can't have your friend over just like I can't put my coat in the closet.
You can't. Not, nothing is ready yet. You can't.
What's the matter, Taylor? Is it full of bugs, too? If I open up
No! Nothing. Nothing yours.
Why?
Leave him alone. Not doing anything. You're goading him. You're trying to upset him.
Well, maybe I am. Maybe I think he needs it.
Doesn't
Or
need
maybe I just don't care.
He's been under a lot of strain lately.
We should just call the exterminators and get this over with.
It's not just the insects.
No, but that's where it's going right now. We're talking like he isn't even here, is he?
Of course.
I am here. I am. I've even pinched myself this morning.
That's good.
Alice.
Maybe I'm just sick of it, okay? For over a week I've had to walk around acting like he's right. That the place is full of these insects.
Shut up!
I will yell and scream if I want to.
Stop! There you go. You all of them.
My ass, they're angry.
Alice, please.
What? Do you believe him? Why don't you down on your hands and knees then?
No, I don't care whether or not we have bugs. There's just no reason to use that kind of language.
There's no reason to be letting Taylor get away with all of this.
We're not getting away with anything.
We can't go in the closet. We have to speak at a volume acceptable to Taylor. He's trying to dictate who can come over, and he won't let me see other men!
Alice, honey, come over here and sit down for a second. Come on. He hasn't been himself lately. I know. Not with him losing his job and Benjamin dying. It hasn't been easy.
It hasn't been easy for me either, but I'm not going over the edge like he is.
Some people are just different. When I was a girl, we had a friend who was very particular about her appearance. She hated dirt, and she never wanted to see a blemish on anything. One day, when we were all getting off the school bus, near the corner of Main and Wilson, she got off last, and me and a few others waited for her. But, I mean, I had been very particular about my appearance, and I hated dirt too, but she hated even more than that. And you never believe it. She jumped right under the bus to get at her book. But of course, the bus started rolling forward. It seemed so slow, and no one moved. wheel came down on her back and pushed her right into the mud. The bus driver must have heard something, because he stopped and came out. And found us all looking down on our friend. Some of us were crying, others were just staring, not knowing what to do. But Stacy, that was her name, she wasn't dead yet. Her legs wouldn't move, but her hands she would, and they were wiping like crazy at the mud that was on her dress now. Eyes remained fixed on her dress, and she never looked away from all that mud, even when the blood started to come out of her mouth and cover everything.
God, that's awful. But
that's not all. See, I saw it, and I turned out okay. But another one of our friends, Denise, I think her name was, she never came back to school ever. And the last any of us ever saw of her was on the other side of the fence at the halfway house, just sitting there wrapped in a blanket, watching the grass grow. So you see, some people just turn out different than others.
I guess so. But I know Taylor is playing us up for all it's worth.
Can you really be so sure, Alice?
He was fine a week ago.
Doesn't take long.
But he's always been this way. Obsessive, stubborn, wanting to get his own way. It's just gotten a lot worse.
Maybe we should give him some time.
But how much time?
As much as it takes.
It's starting to scare me, Mother. The way he has to know everything about what I do or think.
Give him some time.
But if giving him some time doesn't work, can we throw him in a halfway house?
Oh, well, isn't that bad?
He's going to ruin everything if we let him.
Hello? Yes, she's here. Can I ask why you're calling?
Taylor.
Oh, I see. It's not for you, it's for Mother.
Hello? Yes. Yes. Could you hold on a moment, please? I'm going to take my call in Gilbert. Could you hang that for me?
What's that you have there?
Nothing much.
Must be something. It wouldn't have anything to do with it.
They're just some photographs I had developed, that's all.
Can I see them? Or are they personal?
They aren't personal. I mean, they're not even mine personally.
Are they pictures of a beach?
No, I don't know what they are.
Well, whose pictures are they?
They belong to Benjamin.
Benjamin. How'd you get hold of them?
Roll of film was in the jacket we left in our closet the night he died. I thought I should probably develop them since he took them for some reason, right?
Well, I want to see them.
Take it easy, Taylor. I'll show
I
them
want
to
to see
you.
them before you lose them.
I don't think I can lose them, Taylor.
You did lose his note. Can you blame me for being so afraid?
Don't start that again.
Don't start that again.
Christ, Taylor, do you want to see the pictures or
Do
not?
you want to see the pictures?
That's it, Taylor. I'm going to go look at them in my room.
No! Right now, look at the pictures. Now!
Get off me!
Get off me. These aren't anything like words.
What did you expect?
This is his cat.
That's his cat, all right.
His apartment building. His car. Who's this?
That's his girlfriend. Remember the one in the pink dress at the funeral?
Pink dress funeral.
That one looks like it was taken recently. There's snow on the ground.
Yes.
His cat. His cat. His cat. God, he loved that cat, huh?
Yes.
Hey, a clown!
Where?
There, in the background. There's a clown there giving balloons to some kids.
Clown. Yes.
I don't know where that one was taken. Probably not around here anyway. What the hell is that?
I don't know. It's the last one.
Looks like the back of his hand.
The back of his hand.
And part of his watch. If I squint, I can almost read the date. It's so blurry. Oh my God. That's the day he died. This was taken the day he died.
It is a word, isn't it?
No, but I've been noticing something about you, Taylor. You've got his watch on. Where the hell did you get his
Who
watch?
said anything about a watch?
Now that I look at you, Taylor, you're trying to be Benjamin, aren't you?
Keep your voice down.
When I came home, I thought I noticed something, but it was so hard to say exactly what.
What else? What exactly am I doing?
You're dressed like him. I don't think those are his clothes, but you're definitely dressed like him.
I didn't notice anything different.
Well, then, what about his watch? Taylor, why didn't you tell someone?
I just found it when I was looking for the note. And besides, no one came asking for it.
Well, what if they had? And it isn't just a watch. Look at you. But why? Why would you want to do this to yourself?
Do what?
All this acting. All this dressing up and acting like somebody you're not.
It's not acting. I just wanted to change.
It's acting, Taylor. Don't try and pretend that it isn't.
It's a change, that's all.
A change. But what good is it going to do, Taylor?
Good. Why does everything have to do good?
Okay, then why do you feel the need to do it then?
It's in me, right? I have to be him. I am him sometimes, and I need to know.
Taylor, you're not really this way. You're acting. You don't know any more than I do.
I know some things.
When did this start? How is it really helping you?
Sometimes, when no one else is around, I lay there. And I lay there when they found me. I lay there exactly the way you described. And then I think to myself, how did I get here? How did I come to be dead behind the couch?
Taylor,
And then I hear his watch. I hear his watch ticking like it must have done for hours when you slept that night. You know, I think I'm getting closer all the time.
Taylor.
You don't know the pain, Alice. The dead must be in such pain. Just laying there, unable to move, to do anything. Just staying, just being. Once, I saw a shadow move across the ceiling. It was night. It just moved across the ceiling, but I couldn't look up to see it because I was there on the floor. What was it? What was it? Maybe I can't answer that question. But I can't tell you other things now.
But does it really help to bring him back? Does it do any good, really?
Not yet. But when I lie there, the insects find me that close to their place, and they crawl on me in places I can't see without moving. They can't move. Not yet.
Taylor, this isn't good for you. It can't be.
That's what he said.
Who said?
The man I met this morning, the one who talked to me.
The person you said you met when you went to see the carnival?
The same man.
Wait a minute, this is getting confusing. This man you met, he said what?
He said the same thing you did. He said this can't be good for me.
You told him about this? About you?
Of course.
How did it come up?
How did it come up? How do you think it came up?
I don't know. It just seems a little strange that you would tell a complete stranger.
He's not a stranger. I've known him for many years, and you know him too.
But you said you just met him.
I did, the way he was today, this morning. But I've met him before, many times before.
When?
When I was a child. When I was a dream. When I was alive last year.
Oh. How did you meet him?
It's my own secret.
It must have been near the carnival. You said he works in carnivals.
It wasn't the carnival. On the other side of the fence is where I saw him.
And you just decided to ask him to walk with you?
No. I asked him what he was doing traveling with the carnival.
And what did he say?
He said I'm a clown.
He called you a clown?
No, he called himself a clown. That is what he is, you know, a clown.
And you know this clown since you were a child. Only you didn't quite recognize him today because you didn't have any makeup on and stuff?
I've known the clown since I was a child. We all have, wouldn't you agree?
He must be one old clown.
Old. He's not old, he's a clown.
But I still don't understand how you got to talk to him and tell him about your bugs.
I told him I needed to talk. I just hadn't recognized him the way he was pretending to be with all his human clothing and clean skin.
And then?
And I asked him what it was like to be a clown. He said it was just a job.
It was just a job.
But it's not. That's what I told him. And then he wanted to walk with me and talk about it some more. We ate lunch at that diner at McDonald's. I ate lunch with a clown, though no one around us could tell.
And sometime during the meal, something came up that led you to tell him about the bugs.
It was natural. I told him about the insects, about you, about Benjamin. I told him about the note, and then
And then?
he wanted to leave.
What do you mean? Why would he want to leave?
He couldn't understand why I had to know about the note. He didn't realize that the insects were coming out around me now. He just couldn't understand.
It isn't. Taylor, I think you should understand. Some of your habits lately have been a little
But he
strange.
shouldn't be that way.
What
The
way?
way he was, all confused by what I said. He should understand if he's a clown.
He was a clown, that's what you said.
He was once. Now he's a deformed clown. He once stood on the side the clown stand on. Now he's confused, and he keeps jumping back and forth. He doesn't know where he stands.
I hope you weren't rude to him when he tried to leave on you.
No, I just followed him out. I was begging for him to let me help him. There was more happiness out there for him if he would just let someone else in.
I can just imagine what he must have been thinking.
Well, what's that supposed to mean?
I can just see you telling about your insects and about lying behind the couch like a body.
He didn't say much of anything. He just walked away from me very fast. And back to the drawing room. But I couldn't let him go back, not looking like that. So I brought him here, where I could help him and where he could help me.
How did you convince him to come here?
It was difficult, but I did. And this is where he would stay as far as I'm concerned. And he knows it.
He's here. Taylor, you're crazy. What the hell is that in you? Where is
He's in the closet.
The man with lines of sadness.
I've got something in my pocket. I put it there to remind me of something that is special. Every time I put my hand in my pocket, I'm reminded of what it means and where it's being.
No!
I shouldn't be here.
No!
I shouldn't be here. I'm an abortion.
No!
I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here.
What is that? Is that like cement? Oh, like plastic. Sure does a messy job though, doesn't it? Dries pretty good, eh? Just spreads over. Can you maybe touch that up a bit before you're done?
Father,
Alice, something wrong? You look sort of sick.
he was here already. Now he's gone. You're too late. Too late.
I'm too late. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Something wrong. Something is wrong. He was here. Here!
Who is here?
Friend.
Your friend.
My friend. My friend. He was here. Where did he go?
Go.
He left. He left.
He left with something in his pocket.
You're making no sense at all. He wouldn't just leave. He's supposed to stay for dinner.
No!
He can't stay for dinner. He's not coming back, is he?
I don't know. Wasn't your mother here? Didn't she ask him to stay?
Mother was on the phone.
What's she doing on the phone?
Talking.
What?
She was talking on the phone, all right? She was talking on the phone. What's going on here? I don't understand what just happened.
Neither do I. I just told him I had a couple more errands. I said I needed back here. He knew the way he went. It doesn't make any sense in leaving like this. It doesn't make any sense at all.
He's not right. He's
Caleb.
not the way that could be called right.
He always was a bit off the wall. But then with the war and all,
You were in the war together?
almost got killed together there too. Not since we got back did I see him again. Maybe the war really got to him. Maybe a little piece of him got left behind somewhere. He was captured for a while. Told some secrets he shouldn't have. But he was locked up. They caught him when he was down, wounded in the leg with some shrapnel. Yeah, another soldier got himself blown up on the mine. Then they found him. Locked him up in a room no bigger than that closet. It was horrible. Nobody could stand being locked up in a closet. Somehow he did it. In some ways.
Father, there's something I've got to tell you.
Alice, calm down. You look as if you've seen a ghost.
It's Taylor in that closet. He's got somebody in there, somebody he says he won't let out.
What on earth?
He said he's a clown, but he won't let him out because he's sick somehow. I don't remember.
No, leave! No!
He's doing it again!
No! He's doing what?
Making excuses! He's trying to make excuses!
Taylor, what's going on here?
He doesn't want you to know that he thinks he's got somebody in that goddamn closet.
Taylor, is it true? You have somebody in the closet.
I know, but he's cool.
Of course you're not. I just want to go with what's going on, that's all.
You spoil everything.
I do not. I'm not spoiling anything. There's nothing to spoil.
Who's in the closet, Taylor? Who is it?
There's nobody. There can't be.
There is, but he can't come out yet. Not yet. He wouldn't be right either. Not yet.
Wouldn't be right. All right, Taylor. I've had just about enough of this game. There's a time my father's got to put his foot down. There's nothing in there.
No! There are things you don't understand about the procedure. understand. This is for the good of all of us. For the good of all of us.
Just open the closet, Taylor.
No.
Taylor.
No.
Taylor, don't you disobey me. Do it now.
No. 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 What are you doing? Stop it. Don't do that to yourself.
All right, Taylor. I'm not going near the closet, all right? It's yours now, Taylor.
What? You're letting him have it?
I can't watch this anymore.
I don't understand any of you anymore.
Alice? Alice? Stop this fighting.
Oh, hi. After all of this, you expect me to stop.
You be quieter around here. For us.
What if I wanted to go into the closet now, Taylor? What would you say?
I wouldn't let you. Let's just forget that. There are more important things to consider.
What might they be?
Mother, father. Although they don't show it, this is harder on them.
No, no, no. They can handle themselves. I won't let you do this.
Don't do that!
Don't touch me!
They moved closer. You couldn't hear them with your ears closed off. Oh, they moved closer and this time it would be war. War! But I'm not ready. The cloud is still deformed. I can't believe this is happening. Not now! Not now!
Mother! Mother, what's wrong?
The phone call.
Phone call? Mother, where's Father?
The bedroom, even just now.
Mother, have you been crying? Your eyes are all...
The doctor's office phone. They told me they wanted to see me. I asked them if my results were in, but they wouldn't tell me. They told me just to come in.
What results?
But I knew what that meant. I told them it'd be worse if they didn't just tell me right now. I've been unable to move since I got the phone. Your father thought I should just come down and tell you myself.
Mother?
I have cancer.
I knew it!
Taylor? Taylor, this is it! Taylor, get up off the floor now! Now!
Alice? Alice!
Get up! Get up!
Alice, it can't come to this.
Yes, it can, Taylor! That's far enough. It's been over a month. Over a month!
Alice, put it down. I can explain.
Explain.
Why I have to do this.
You don't have to do any of this!
But I do. I have to.
You never did before!
This is me now.
Now! Now! Now!
Please, don't scream. You'll wake them.
Good! Let's wake up this whole fucking house!
Please, kill me.
I won't. If you go and open that closet now!
I can't.
Why not?
I can't. This is my nature. I can't help it, Alice. I can't change what I am.
In your nature?
There are just some things that can't be helped.
And is this one of those things?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Well, I'm gonna try and help it, Taylor. The only way I know how.
What do you mean? You mean you'll kill me?
That closet has to be open, Taylor. I can't go away and leave you like this.
No. No, please kill me if they're open the closet. I found it this late, Alice. It can never come out. It would take us all with it. Please, Alice, please.
Please, Alice, please. Look at you. I can't believe what you let yourself become.
You're treating me like an animal.
I would never treat an animal this way.
I'm only human.
That doesn't explain a goddamn thing, Taylor. That won't work for me. It's not good enough
Do you want light? I can turn the light on.
No. I mean the lighted light. Where did it go? When I was a little girl, I used to think that when I grew up, things would get better. I would cry when I scraped my knee. I wouldn't be afraid of the dark. I wouldn't be afraid of anything. But I'm still afraid, Taylor. I'm still so very afraid.
I'm afraid too, Alice. I'm still afraid.
But it should be this way. My eyelids feel heavy in the daytime. Nights are even darker than before. What are we doing? We're adults and we're still living like children. Worse than children. I want to grow up. I want us both to grow up.
Maybe there was never any light. Never any real light anyway.
I don't believe that. I can't believe that all these years I've waited and it will never come true.
When the insects came, I knew it was all a lie. But I couldn't help it, Alice. My mother let me say it the right way.
It still isn't, Taylor. There are no insects.
But there
I
are.
haven't seen one.
But there are. They only come at night, usually. If we sleep, they build up momentum. That's why I don't sleep much anymore. It's really good of all of us, Alice. It's really good of all of us.
No, I don't believe it. There is light somewhere. Your world isn't the real world. This is the dark world. When I'm out in the sun, when I'm out near the lake or river in the sun, then I get this feeling like I'm right. Then I come home to this place, this dingy little hole, and I feel like I'm the clown in the closet. And the son of a child again.
When I look at the sky, I think if someone were to ask me what color the sky was right now, I would say plastic.
And don't look at it! Are you going to open the closet or not, Taylor? Taylor, this is fucking serious. I want you to open it up.
No, I won't do it. I won't be responsible for what comes out.
Taylor, you're going to open that closet or I swear I'll blow your fucking brains out.
Please,
All right?
Alice, you don't understand.
I don't care if I understand or not. This is your world, not mine. Your rules don't apply to me. Open the closet.
Why would you believe me?
Open the closet or I swear I'll kill you.
I don't care.
You care, Taylor. You care, or you would have done yourself in a long time ago. Just like Benjamin did.
I don't want to die, but I don't want to go living either.
And open the closet. And you'll see, there's nothing in there. We can try and get on with our lives.
I can't.
You can!
It's such an effort to keep them in.
There's nobody in there, Taylor.
Then why don't you open it?
Because I'm not the one who believes he's got a clown in the closet.
I thought I was doing the right thing.
You didn't do anything.
If he gets over, he'll try to make us go along with the way he sees things.
Isn't that what you're doing, Taylor?
What do you mean?
Maybe you're the clown.
Then I should be locked away.
No. You should try and change your ways. Make things better again. Not right, but better.
I don't think I can.
You haven't tried.
Do you think I have?
Well, honestly, no! You haven't tried! In fact, everyone's made room for you to grow in the wrong direction! I don't know why, but I do know that even if I leave this all behind me, it will continue to grow, hurting other people, and maybe one day hurting me again. No, Taylor, this is where it ends. Open the closet, now!
No.
Then you're dead.
Wait! Alice! You kill me, what will you do? I don't want to die, but I can't open the closet.
If I kill you, then you'll be in darkness. Who knows what's in that darkness? It could be anything. It could be like being in a box, or like being in space. But you'd always be in darkness, and you wouldn't be alone either. There would be other things in there with you. And doors.
There's deformed clowns behind me. Deformed clowns that I wouldn't be able to fight off in the darkness.
Exactly.
Maybe it's nothing like... Maybe it's just like sleep.
Let's find out.
Alice, I don't want to die.
Then open the closet, and you'll see you have nothing to be afraid of.
Don't you love me?
I love you. Whatever that means. Now open the closet. Just stand up. Good. See, it isn't hard. Just go over to it and open it.
But Alice,
It's empty, Taylor. Just open it.
it might not be empty. It could be full of horror.
It's empty, Taylor. Just open it.
I feel like I'm a child again.
You are. You are.
time slowing down or...
You're there now. Taylor, open it.
Nothing! Nothing!
See? Do you see? It's over, Taylor. It's over.
Yeah. It's over.
There was nothing in there all this time. Do you see? Do you see how crazy you were?
I'm crazy. I don't believe this.
What am I going to do with this now?
Where did you get it?
I can't tell you that. But it wasn't hard. I don't know what to do with it now.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow, you and I, we'll go down to the bridge near the river and we'll throw it in.
Maybe. Maybe I'll keep it.
Are you still going away? Or are things better now?
I'm still going away, but not until tomorrow.
Oh. God, am I tired.
We should go to bed now, Taylor. Let's get a good night rest for once.
Yes. But I think I'm going to call up pest control tomorrow, just to make sure.
Sleep on it, Taylor. You might feel even better in the morning.
Maybe. What the hell are you doing, Jerry?
You gotta get the aphids off, man.
I don't see any aphids. What's an
It
aphid?
eventually kills you. That's what an aphid is. They're in my hair, and my skin, and my lungs. And the goddamn pain is unbearable, and I gotta go to the hospital.
How come I can't see them?
Hang on, I'll show you one. See, Charles?
Yeah, what a big one. Wow.
Come in back more for the doctor to see.
Sure.
What are you guys doing now?
Collecting the aphids that are killing me?
Why?
Yeah, when do we get to these things? Does this doctor pay a bounty or something? A prize? Any money? I get to help perfect a cure for you this way.
Listen, Bob, I have to stop.
What?
100 times a death?
Death?
Yeah, high grade death.
Oh, yeah. Right. Are you hungry, Donald?
What? Oh, I don't know. You want to get a McDonald's burger or something?
Might as well. Doesn't make any difference anyhow when you go out to eat these days. It's always the same McDonald's burger place, over and over. Like a circular strip that turns past you as you pretend to go somewhere. When you finally do get to the McDonald's burger place, it's the same McDonald's hamburger they sold you the time before. And the time before that, back before you were born. Anyhow, bad people, the liars, say it's made out of turkey gizzards anyway. According to their sign, they've sold the same original McDonald's hamburger 100 billion times. probably to the same person. Eventually, it'll be mandatory that we all sell as well as buy McDonald's hamburger. We'll sell it back and forth to each other from our living rooms. That way we won't even have to go outside of it.
For this stuff, it's really primo and I need the money right now. I've got to go get some more stuff tonight.
Yeah, I got the money.
Okay. By the way, why is it so dark in here?
Jerry sprayed metal paint all over the windows to keep out the light. To abolish time for him, he said. He liked that. He'd like to abolish time. That way he could concentrate on more important things without interruption.
What's his problem anyway?
It's the receptor sites in his brain. No, or at least I think so. What the government pamphlets say now. That can't be helped, can it?
No, that's irreversible.
They said they'd let me see him. They also said they could work some, well, you know,
You don't have speech center damage, do you?
No!
Do you have any kind of damage?
No, it's just, well, you know, I hate saying it about those fucking clinics. I hate the neuroaphasia clinics. I went there once. You visit a guy? He was trying to wax the floor. They told him, you can't wax the floor. I mean, he couldn't figure out how to do it. And it wasn't like he tried for an hour. He was still trying a month later when I came back to visit. Just as he had been, over and over. He kept thinking that if he could flash on to what he was doing wrong, he'd get it right. What am I doing wrong? He kept asking him. They told him. Hell, I told him, but he still couldn't figure it out.
The receptor sites in someone's brain would I usually go first. Someone's brain, like where they're taking a bad hit like that, like too heavy. Listen, I'm gonna go now. So give me the cash, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Oh man. Thanks. Here you go. Listen, you know what I want to do tonight, Bob? I want to go to a drive-in movie. At the Torrance Drive-In, they're playing all the Planet of the Apes pictures, all 11 of them. They run from 7:30 p.m. all the way through to 8 a.m. So I'll go to work directly from there. So I'm going to go home and get changed now, okay?
All right.
Okay. So you can sit there, loaded, drinking Southern Comfort all night. All right?
All right.
All right. See you next time.
Crappy. They keep growing as fast as I can get them.
You don't think about going to a new path clinic, do you, Jerry?
Well, no, Jack. Don't turn yourself over for rehabilitation. First thing they do when you get to the new path is they cut your pecker off. As an object lesson. And then they fan out all directions from there.
Probably your spleen next.
They like the cut. What does that do to spleen?
Helps digest your food.
How?
By removing the cellulose from it,
Then after that, I guess,
just non-cellulose foods. No leaves or alfalfa.
how long can a person live like that?
It depends on your attitude.
How many spleens does the average person have?
It depends on your age and weight.
Why?
A person grows more spleens over the years. The time you're age.
You're shitting me!
And that's how you
telling her our procedure for keeping track of the drug trade. Actually, Fred, I'm glad you're here because I wanted to show Miss McFarland the scramble suit you're wearing. I can hardly see Fred. What do you see?
He just looks like a blur.
Exactly. Scramble suit was an invention of Bell Laboratories. Basically, the design consists of a multi-phase quartz lens hooked to a miniaturized computer, whose memory banks hold up to 1.5 billion physiognomic fraction representations of various people. Men, women, children, with every variant encoded, and then projected outwards equally in all directions onto a super thin, shroud-like membrane large enough to fit around the average person. As the computer loops through its memory banks, it projects every conceivable eye color, hair color, shape and type of nose, formation of teeth, configuration of facial bone structure. The entire shroud-like membrane takes on whatever physical characteristics are projected at any nanosecond, then randomly switches to the next. The wearer of the scrambled suit is every man in every combination. Hence, any description of him or her is meaningless. Fred's voice is like one of those robot computer voices of the automated teller machines, perfectly toneless and artificial. Leaves no characteristics in our minds when he reports it.
Why the protection?
You see, there's a dire risk for these law enforcement officers because the drug rings have penetrated with amazing skill and accuracy the various law enforcement apparatuses we have set up throughout the nation. In the field, though, he doesn't wear this. He dresses like you or I, although in the hippie garb of the various subculture groups in which he pours in tireless fashion.
You must be a good actor to go undercover.
No, not really. I dress like a druggie, I live with druggies. People think I'm a druggie and act accordingly. It's like when you put a bishop's robe and mitre on and walk around like that. People bow to you and the like and try to kiss your ring, nut your ass, and pretty soon you're a bishop, so to speak.
That must be tough. How do you keep going?
Well, I have to make a fundamental change in my behavior. But doctors and morticians do the same thing in their work. I have to separate myself from my emotions and the rest of my life.
Do you ever get lost in your role?
What role?
What is your impression of this substance D they're taking nowadays?
D stands for dumbness, despair, and desertion. The desertion of you from your friends and your friends from you. Everyone from everyone. Isolation and loneliness. Hating and suspecting each other. D is finally death. Slow death.
If you don't mind, Mr. McFarland, you can stay and watch while Fred concludes his business here.
Yeah. I just want to drop off my latest score from Donna. At the rate my purchases are going, it won't be long until she has me dealing directly with her supplier.
Great. You keeping tabs on the others? You said you think Doug Weeks is dead or out of the area?
Nor hiding inactive.
Heard anyone mention this name, Earl or Art de Winter?
No.
Woman named Molly?
No.
See, no, this one's dead. You've got the body downstairs. Here's some Jorah girl who's been turning tricks for the stuff.
Yeah, she's only 15. Strung out in injectable substance T already. Her main source of income is a state of California tuition scholarship. But she hasn't attended school, so as far as I know, in 6 months.
Breaks your heart.
I'll tell you one that'll get you for sure. Where are the 3 babies over at Fairfield Hospital that they have to give smack to every day? That are too young to do without? A nurse tried...
It gets me. I've heard enough, thanks.
What do you suppose the fuss should be for a mother who gives her newborn baby a joy pop of heroin to pacify it? Keep it from crying. Overnight in the county farm?
Something like that. Or maybe a weekend, like they do the drunks. Shit. I wish I knew how to go crazy. I forget how.
It's a lost art. Maybe there's an instruction manual on it.
There was a film made back in the 70s called The French Connection, about a 2-man team of heroin nerds. And when they made their hit, one of them went totally bananas. started shooting everyone in sight, including his superiors. It's made no difference.
It's maybe better you don't know who I am. You'd only get me by accident then.
No, we'll all be God eventually.
It'll be a relief. Distinct relief. Guess we might as well write off Jerry Fabian.
Yeah, Jerry Fabian's had it.
You see, Fred is undercover as one of the people in this group, and he has to report in accurately on each member of the group, including himself, or he'd give himself away. What's Charles up to?
Not too much. Work. Hangs around the house mostly. He's nothing as serious of a threat as Donna.
What about Bob Arthur?
Well, Arthur's not up to too much. Still works at his nowhere blue chip stamp job. Drops a few tabs of death cut with meth during the day.
I'm not so sure. We've got a tip here from an informant whose tips generally pan out that Arthur has funds above and beyond what the Blue Chip Redemption Center pays him. Recall, that's what his take-home pay is. It's not much. We inquired into that, why that is. Turns out Arthur's not employed there full-time during the week.
No shit.
According to this informant, Arthur comes and goes mysteriously, especially around sunset. After arriving home, he eats, and then on a maybe pretext, takes off again. Sometimes very quickly. But he's never gone for long. Have you observed any of this? Does it amount to anything? Can you verify?
It's probably his girl Donna.
Well, probably. You're supposed to know.
It's Donna. He's over there banging her night and day. And I'll check it out and see what I can find. It's more than likely that burned-out acid Jim Barris that's the informant.
Well, you may be right. Listen, since you're off that weeks, I think I'm going to assign you primarily to observe Bob Arthur. Does he have a middle name? He goes by the initial.
Why Arthur?
Covertly funded, covertly engaged, making enemies by his activities. What's Bob Arthur's middle name?
Hostile Thwaite.
Hostile. How do you spell that?
I don't know.
I don't fucking know. Hostile. Wait. What nationality is that?
Welsh.
Hey, are those the people that sang about the men of Harlech? What is Harlech anyway? A town somewhere?
Harlech is where the heroic defense against the Yorkists took place in 1468. Does that mean you're going to be bugging Arthur's house and car?
Yeah, with the new holographic. It's better. You'll want storage and print out everything, I assume.
I'll take what I can get.
Still awake?
A dream woke me. A religious dream. In it, there was this huge clap of thunder. And then the heavens rolled back and God appeared. And he said that... What the hell did he say? Oh, yeah. I am vexed with you, my son. He was scowling, and I was shaking in the dream. And I said, well, what did I do now, Lord? And he said, you left the cap off the toothpaste tube again. And then I realized it was my ex-wife. What the fuck are you doing?
This is Solar King.
Sunburn spray?
You know what's in this stuff? Look. Benzocaine, which only certain gifted people know is a trade name for cocaine. What they have deliberately done is mix the coke with the oil so that it can't be extracted. But my knowledge of chemistry is such that I know precisely how to remove the cocaine from the oil. I'm freezing it. Which causes the cocaine crystals to rise to the top, because they're lighter than air. Then the oil, I mean. Then the next step, the terminal step, which I of course keep to myself. But it involves an intricate methodological process of filtering.
How long will it be in there?
About half an hour. See, people just don't have the education to realize scientific knowledge such as I possess. But if it said cocaine on the label, everybody would flash onto it and do what I do eventually.
What do you plan to do with this knowledge?
I plan to write a bestseller. A text for the common person on how to manufacture safe drugs in their kitchen without breaking the law. You see, this isn't illegal. Benzocaine doesn't break the law. I phoned a pharmacy and asked them. It's in law things.
Gee.
See, Jerry's still here. What's with those bugs anyway?
The aphids? Well, Luckman once invented a psychiatric explanation for Jerry's aphid trip. It had to do with Jerry Fagan as a small child. Okay, see. Jerry comes home from his first grade one day, books under his arm, whistling merrily, and there, sitting in the living room, is this great aphid, about 4 feet high. His mother is gazing at it fondly. "What's happening?" little Jerry Fagan inquires. "This is your brother," says his mother, "who you've never met before. We like him better than you. He can do a lot of things you can't." From then on, Jerry Fagan's mother and father continually compared him unfavorably to his older brother, who is an atheist. As the two of them grow up, Jerry gets more and more of an inferiority complex. Well, naturally. After high school, his brother receives a scholarship and goes to university, while Jerry goes to work in a gas station. After that, when his brother graduates university, he wins the Nobel Prize in Science, and Jerry's still rotating tires at the gas station. His mother and father never cease reminding him of this, of course. They keep saying, "If only you could have turned out like your brother." The aphid. Eventually, Jerry runs away from home, but he still believes aphids to be superior to humans. This inferiority complex turns into some sexual guilt, and the aphids are the punishment he inflicts on himself.
I heard Jerry once envisioned designing and building a 9-foot-long quad and holographic TV console system for a friend. And when asked how to get it from his garage to his friend's house, being so huge when built and weighing so much, I replied, "No problem, man, I'll just fold it up. I've got the hinges bought already, I'll just fold it up, see it. Put it in an envelope and mail the whole thing off."
Yeah, good old Jerry.
Yeah.
Hey, Fred, set up the scanning equipment at Bob Archer's place yet?
I was just going to do it, actually.
Make sure you get a number of good locations for the cameras. You're going to need as much detail as possible.
Right.
Zwei Seelen wohnen in meiner Brust. Die eine will sich von der anderen trennen. Die eine harrt in derber Liebeslust sich an die Welt mit flammenden Organen. Die andere hebt gewaltsam sich von Durst zu den Gefielten Vorahnen.
Now, freedom into theater.
What does the scanner see? I mean, really see? Into the head.
Down into the heart.
Does a passive infrared scanner, like they used to use, or a cube-type hollow scanner, like they use these days, the latest thing, see into me, into us, clearly or darkly?
I hope it does. See clearly. Because I can't any longer these days see into myself. I see only murk.
Murk outside, murk inside.
Narcotics agents sometimes end up dealing because they make more money that way.
On the other hand, dealers sometimes become unofficial narcs when they want to burn their friends.
It all gets murky.
The drug world is a murky world for everyone anyhow.
I hope for everyone's sake the scanners see better.
Because if the scanner sees only darkly the way I myself do, then we are cursed again. and like we have been continually, and we'll wind up dead this way, knowing very little, and getting that little fragment wrong too. How many Bob Arthurs are there?
2 that I can think of.
But one called Fred will be watching the other one called Bob.
The same person? Or is it?
Is Fred actually the same as Bob?
Does anybody know?
I would know if anyone did, because I'm the only person in the world that knows that Fred is Bob Arthur. But who am I?
Which of them is me?
What's going on?
You are Officer Fred?
Yes?
All right, Fred. First, let me state, as you undoubtedly are aware, you and all your coworkers are monitored and observed regularly. We are here to administer some tests. This is SOP, of course, that applies to all officers.
Do you take substance D?
That question is moot, because it's taken for granted that in your line of work you are compelled to. So don't answer. Not that it's incriminating, it's simply moot. Step over here, Officer Fred. These tests are easy, they won't take much time, and there will be no physical discomfort involved.
What exactly is this all about?
What this is about stems from a recent departmental survey showing that several undercover agents working in this area have been admitted to neuroaphasia clinics during the past month.
You are conscious of the high factor of addictiveness of substance D?
Sure, of course I am.
We're going to begin the test now, starting with what we call...
Wait, you think I'm an addict?
Whether you are an addict or not is not a prime issue, since a blocking agent is expected from the Army Chemical Warfare Division sometime within the next 5 years.
Let's give you the set ground test first. See this geometric pattern? Within the seemingly meaningless lines, there's a familiar object. You are to tell me what the object is and point to it in the total field.
What is all this?
In many of those taking substance D, a split between the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere of the brain occurs, affecting the perceptive and cognitive systems. Although apparently the cognitive system continues to function normally, eventually the perceptive system deteriorates from the split information. Have you located the object yet?
Do you think I have brain damage?
No, it's a toxic brain psychosis, affecting your perception by splitting it. You see, substance D causes a deterioration in the link between the two hemispheres. Studies have shown that when this connection between the two halves of your cerebrum were cut, each half functioned independently, as if it were its own complete brain. This VG test measures the accuracy of your perception to act as a unified whole. Can you see the form here? It should jump right out of you.
I see a Coke bottle.
A soda pop bottle is correct.
Have you experienced any cross-chatter between the hemispheres of your brain?
Well, not that I'm aware of.
Thoughts not your own, as if another mind or person were thinking, but different than the way you would think.
What do you see in this picture?
A sheep.
Show me the sheep. An impairment in set background discrimination gets you in a heap of trouble. Instead of perceiving no form, you perceive faulty forms.
There's no sheep there, is there? Was I close?
It's a dog.
Show me the dog. Oh. Well, why is it that I saw a sheep instead? What does that mean?
We won't be able to tell until we do more tests.
The good thing about these tests is there's only one right answer. The U.S. Department of Psychographics drew the right object into a certified court. That's why it's right. Because it's handed down from Washington. You either get it or you don't. And if you show up not getting it, then we have a fix on an impairment. And we hang you out to dry for a while until you test with me later on.
A federal clinic?
Yes. Now what do you see in this drawing?
Plastic dog shit. The kind they sell in the Los Angeles area. Are we finished yet?
You know, Fred, if you keep your sense of humor like you do, you just might make it.
Maybe. What? The team? The chick? Make do, make good, make sense, make money, make time? Define your terms. facere, which always reminds me of fuckere, which is the Latin for to fuck. And I haven't been getting it on jack shit lately. Plastic shit or otherwise. Any kind of shit. Will you please leave now?
We'll evaluate you some other time, Fred. Hank will notify you of a later appointment.
You know that if you drop or shoot too much meth, you start to sound like Donald Duck?
So?
Well, then no one can understand what you're saying.
Would you say, Peck? I couldn't understand you.
So what about the carburetor?
Got a bad choke shaft there, Bob. Have to pick up a rebuilt car.
You put a 4-barrel in instead of this 2 while you're at it.
Then it would idle too high. It wouldn't shift properly. Wouldn't upshift.
Idling jets could be replaced with smaller jets. That would compensate. And with a tack, he could watch his RPM so it didn't over-rev. He'd know by the tack he wasn't upshift. I know we can get a tack too. In fact, I have one.
What if you wanted to pass the transport on the tollway? Even if you saw that the car was revving too high, you'd have to keep barreling on. You couldn't back off and the engine would blow.
Momentum would carry him on, even if he backed off.
What about uphill, Don? The momentum doesn't carry you very far uphill when you're passing.
How much does this old...
It weighs about 1,000 pounds.
Well, you're right then. There wouldn't be much inertia mass at that lightweight. Or would there?
That's 1,000 pounds with all the passengers, full tank of gas, and a load of bricks in the trunk.
How many passengers?
12.
So is that 6 in the back and 6 in the...
No. That's 11 in the back, and the driver sitting alone in the front. That way, there'll be more weight in the rear wheels, so for more traction, so it won't fishtail.
This car fishtails?
You got 11 passengers riding in the back.
It'd be better than to bed the trunk down with sacks of sand. 2 300-pound sacks of sand. Then the passengers could be distributed more evenly. It'd be more comfortable.
No. What about one 600-pound brick of gold in the trunk instead of 2 tons of plutonium?
No, never mind. It won't go away. I threw a rod on the way home from the 7-Eleven.
Then why are we pulling the car?
Well, it could be more than that. It could be a cracked block. Anyway, that's why it won't start.
Won't your car start?
It won't start because we pulled the car.
Why did you pull the car, Bob? I forget.
To give it the dinky things and springs and stuff so it won't fuck up and nearly kill us.
Shut up!
I'm going to read to you He to whom it is given to see Christ more real than any other reality, than any other reality in the world, Christ ever present, Christ growing more great, Christ the final determination of plasmatic principle of the universe.
What is that?
Chardin. That man indeed lives in a zone where no multiplicity can distress him.
Jeez, I was just kidding, huh?
I'm just trying to get it done in silence.
Come on. decided to sell it and buy a Henway.
What's a Henway?
3 pounds.
Hey, Fred. You ever read those old Annie cartoons? You know, like in the Sunday Funnies.
Yeah.
Okay. Watch this. Daddy Warbucks! Daddy Warbucks! Where's Sandy? Where's Sandy? Hey, Fred. Looks like the 6 hollow scanners are now operational within Bob Archer's house. Signals are being transmitted to the hollow unit here. We're required to scan the data after each 24-hour period.
Right. Okay. So, I go about my business as one of the residents of this house undercover, and then each day I come here and view what I did all day and report any relevant information.
You got it.
Depressing. Well, at least I'll be thankful for the protection and valuable personal information it will give you.
Okay.
Is that it?
No. I'm required to stay here while you're scanning. Procedure.
Right. Losers. The lives these people lead. Their minds are totally fried. They have no order to their existence. Their perceptions are totally fucked up. I mean, look here. They're trying to figure out a 10-speed bike. They see 2 gears in the front and 5 in the back and think it has only 7 gears. Bob thinks someone stole the other 3. I can't see myself living with them. I mean, how did they do it? Like, look at Donna. Who is Donna when I can't see her? It's the old philosophical when a tree falls in a forest number. Who is Donna when there's no one around to watch her?
What are you going on about?
Okay. It's like when you leave your cat or dog alone in your house and you go away. The cat empties a pillowcase and starts stuffing your valuables into it. Electric clock, bedside radio, all in stuff while you're gone. The same cat, ripping you off and pawning it all. Or lighting your joints, or walking on the ceiling, or calling other cats long distance. God knows. What else am I going to see? Maybe Bob Archer rises up in the middle of the night and does trips like that. Has sexual relations with the wall, or these strange creatures appear that he's never seen before, with special heads that swivel all the way around, or the audio scanners will pick up the far-out demented conspiracies hatched out by him and them to blow up the men's room at Esso stations by filling the toilet with explosives, For God knows what breach our purpose. Shit.
Just watch what's there, okay?
Ten now?
Sure. Stop.
What?
Now, bag.
Donna.
Don't give me any of that heavy shit. I'm keeping a bag. Someday I'll use everything I keep.
You keep so much junk. Hey, tell me, how much of what you got did you buy and how much did you steal?
Buy? What do you mean buy?
Well, like a dope deal. Like now, I give you money, right? And you give me a bag of dope for it.
I think I see.
How much? Well, like when you ripped off that Coca-Cola truck the other day. How many Cokes did you steal? How many crates?
About a month's worth for me and my friends. It's a form of barter.
What did you give back?
I gave of myself.
To the driver of the truck? Probably to make do.
Do you know the formula for Coca-Cola is a carefully guarded secret handed down through the ages? Known only to a few persons, all in the same family. So when the last one of them dies, it's memorized the formula, there'll be no more Coke. So there's this written backup formula they say somewhere. I wonder where.
You and your rip-off friends will never find the Coca-Cola formula.
Who the fuck wants to manufacture Coke anyhow when you can just rip it off their trucks? They've got a lot of trucks. You see them driving around constantly, real slow. I tailgate them every chance I get. It makes them mad.
What to do with all the bottle caps from ripped-off Cokes? Do you wrap them in muslin and store them away in your cedar chest?
I threw them away. You can't do anything with Coke bottle caps anymore. There's no contest to any.
Hey, Donna. Do you like cats?
Drippy little thing. Moving along, about a foot off the ground.
Above? No, on the ground.
Drippy. Buying furniture.
Little spring flowers then.
Yeah, little spring flowers. That first come up with the yellow in them.
Before anyone
Stomps them and they're gone.
You know you dumb man. You can read me.
No, you're too ugly. Just leave my dog alone, okay?
Yeah, sure. What do you say? What?
the spaces mean. You know that. Come on. Come on. Come on. You want to go buy some Southern Comfort? They won't sell it to me, right? I'm underage.
All right. Hey, do you know a guy named Donnie Park?
Yeah, he saw God. And after that, he felt really good for about a year, and then he felt really bad.
What did he say it was like?
Sparks. Showers of heaven sparks. Like when something goes wrong with your TV set, sparks going up the wall and sparks in the air, and a whole world with a living creature wherever he looked. And there were no accidents, and everything happened on purpose, like to achieve something, some goal in the future. And then he saw a doorway. For about a week, he saw it wherever he looked, inside his apartment, or outdoors when he was walking to the store or driving. And there was always the same proportions. Very good. He said it was very pleasing, that's the word he used. Only he never went through it. He just looked at it because it was so pleasing. Outlined in vivid red and gold light, he said, as if the sparks had collected into lines, like in geometry. And then after that, he never saw it in his whole life. And that's what found him so fucked up.
Well, what was on the other side?
He said there was another world on the other side. He could see it.
He never went through it. Wow.
Sure was good hash, wasn't it?
Black, sticky hash. Which means it was laced with opium alkaloids. What you're smoking is opium, not hash. Did you know that?
I like it. I need it. That's why I deal to buy my hash. Hash is milk. Hash is where it's at.
Opium. You ever seen pictures of an old opium smoker? Like in China in the old days?
I don't expect to live long, so what? I don't want to be around long, do you? What's in this world? I mean, shit, what about Jerry Faven? Talk about someone too far into substance deep. What's in this reality, Rob?
Come on.
I am, gonna die early. Probably on the freeway. I got hardly any brakes on my MG. You realize that?
Listen, let's go get that Southern Comfort. You buy.
How?
I don't know. You think they let you go once. They let you go legally just once.
Why?
As a present. Because you are so good.
I can dig it. You know what I want to do someday, Bob? I want to move north to Oregon and live in the snow. I want to shovel snow off my front walk every morning. I have a little house and a garden with vegetables.
As near as I can figure it, God is dead. At least he's not in charge anymore.
I didn't know he was sick.
Who's that, Fred?
No, that's Barris talking on the telephone.
What's he peddling?
He's been capping mushrooms that were either grown locally or someone brought in for him. He claims they've been imported from Mexico in an ancient logs.
You know, some mushrooms are toxic in the extreme. Certain of these mushrooms contain 4 toxins, and they're red blood cell cracking agents. Takes 2 weeks to die, and there's no antidote. It's incalculably painful. Only an expert can tell what mushrooms he's picking for sure when they're wild.
I know. What's the statute violation on this?
Misrepresentation in advertising?
Can I ask you a question?
Shoot.
Do you ever have trouble recognizing yourself when you're using the holoscan?
No, not really.
No.
Why?
Well, it's like when you hear a recording of yourself and you don't recognize your own voice. Does that ever happen when you see a holoscan of yourself? Okay, I see these actors on the screen, and half the time I don't even clue in that I'm one of them. Like, you'd think I'd be totally conscious of the holoscanners in the house, but I'm not. I can't even remember a time thinking about them. Does any of this sound familiar?
How much substance D have you been taking?
What does that have to do with it? There's sleep. We'll try again tomorrow.
Hi, what's happening?
Nothing?
What'd you do today?
Nothing much that I remember. My days seem so short.
Yeah.
I did drive by the Malar Microdot building,
You're shitting me.
and they were taking inventory. But evidently, one of the employees tracked the inventory out in the heel of her shoe. So they were all out there in the Malar Microdot Corporation building parking lot with tweezers and lots of magnifying glasses and a paper bag.
Any reward?
They had a reward they were offering, but they lost that too. It was a teeny tiny penny.
Do you see very many events of this nature as you're driving along?
Only in Orange County.
How large is the Malar Microdot Corporation building?
Oh, about an inch high.
And how much would you estimate it weighs?
Including the employees? Oh, about 10 pounds.
Well, if it's only an inch high and it's only 10 pounds, how can you tell when you pass by?
It's got a really big sign.
What's the sign look like?
Well, here, I'll show it to you. I brought it home with me.
You know how you can smuggle microdots into a country without anybody knowing?
Not any way you wanted.
No, better. You could smuggle it in with dope. Like with heroin, the microdots would be down inside the packs. And they're so small, nobody'd notice. Nobody'd be able to tell.
Well, then the junkie would be shooting up half a hit of smack and half microdot.
He'd be the fucking most educated junkie you ever did see.
Well, depending on what's on the microdot.
Embarrassing what's the way to smuggle dope into a country without anybody knowing. You know how when you go for customs, they ask you when you have to declare, and you can't say dope, because if you say
Okay,
well, you take a huge block of hash, and you carve it in the shape of a man, and then you hollow out a section in the back and put a wind-up motor and a tape cassette in it. And then you stand in line with it, and then just before you go to customs, you wind up the key, and the block of hash walks up to the customs agent and asks him, "Do you have anything to declare?" And the block of hash says, "No, I don't," and keeps on walking.
Put a solar tank battery in it instead of a spring, and it can keep on walking for years, forever.
Well, what's the use of that? It'll finally reach out of the Atlantic or the Pacific. Walk up.
Imagine an Eskimo village, and a 6-foot-high block of hash worth about... How much would that be?
$1 billion? More. $2 billion.
Okay, these Eskimos are chewing hides and carbon bubble spears, and this block of hash worth $2 billion comes striding through the snow, saying over and over again, "No, I don't.
They'd wonder what it meant by that.
They'd be puzzled for years. There'd be legends.
Did you imagine telling your grandkids, "When I saw with my own eyes the 6-foot-high block of hash, and there was a lightning dog and walked past. That way it worth $2 billion, saying over and over again, "No, I don't."
No. The legends build. After a few centuries, it would be, "In my forefather's time one day, a 90-foot-high block of extremely good Afghanistan hash worth $8 billion came marching through the snow, breathing fire and saying, 'Die, Eskimo dogs, die!' And we fought it with our spears and eventually killed it."
Kids wouldn't believe that either.
Kids never believe anything anymore.
It's a downer to tell anything to a kid. Oh, once I had a kid ask me what was it like to see the first automobile. Well, shit, man, I was born in 1981.
I once had a guy burned out on acid ask me that. I was 27. I was 3 years older than him. He was completely fried. After that, he took more of what he thought was acid, and he ended up pissing on the floor and crapping on the floor. And when you asked him something like, "Hi, Don, how are you?" he just repeated after you like a bird. "Hi, Don, how are you?"
Bob, you know something? I used to be the same age as everybody else.
I think so was I.
I don't know what did it to us.
Sure, Charles, you know who did it to all of us.
Yeah. Well, let's not talk about it.
These tests will build upon the information we gathered the last time, plus recent information, which has been brought to our attention.
It was the other scramble seat, wasn't it? The one scanning with me. I was just fooling with him. I'm fine, really.
The information we obtain is from confidential sources. Can we get started now?
Whatever.
In rapid succession, you will see a number of objects, with which you should be familiar, pass by in sequence, first your left eye, then your right. At the same time, on the illuminated panel directly before you, several such objects will appear simultaneously. Outline reproductions of the actual objects that you may see in front of you. You are, with your punch pencil, to match those objects which you consider to be the correct outline reproductions of those that you can see in front of you at that instant. And these objects will pass by you very rapidly, so do not hesitate too long. There will be time scored as well as scored for accuracy. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, now cover your left eye.
in the next, several letters which spell a word will be made available to your left hand unseen. You are to feel those letters and then with your right hand, write the word the letters spell. Now, name the word spelled.
Hot.
Next, reach in here and feel the object with your left hand.
Do you remember your first grade teacher's name?
Yeah, Miss Sprinkle. Oh, first grade, screwing up. She used to stand at the back of the class and flash me die messages, like they use in transactional analysis. Die, do not be. Which messages, over and over again until I did finally fuck up. Miss Sprinkle's probably dead by now.
Now draw the object with your right hand. What's that?
A chair.
Now feel inside with your right hand. Now remove your hand and draw it with your left hand. Good. What's that?
A glockenspiel. A turkey. A fucking angel. Sick of these tests. You should have enough information to dissect me with by now.
I think we can stop now. One more thing, Fred. We want a sample of your blood. Go down the hall to the room marked pathology lab and give them this. Then go back to your office and wait for your supervisor to go over the results with you.
What's this good?
Well, Fred shows what we regard more as competition phenomenon than impairment.
Competition between the left and right hemispheres of the brain. Two brain cells interfering with each other by carrying conflicting information.
Normally, a person uses the left hemisphere. It's dominant because the speech center is located there. But in Fred's case, neither hemisphere is dominant. And they do not act in a fashion that compensates each other. One tells him one thing, the other another.
It's as if you have two fuel gauges on your car, and one says your tank is full, while the other registers empty. They can't both be right. They conflict.
So what does all this mean?
Oh, I'm sure Fred knows already. You've been experiencing it without knowing why or what it is.
The two hemispheres of my brain are competing.
Yes,
Why?
substance D. It causes that functioning. This is what we expected, and this is what the test confirmed. Damage having taken place to the normally dominant left hemisphere. The right hemisphere is attempting to compensate for the impairment. The two functions don't fuse. It's a split brain phenomenon.
Will this go away if I get off of substance D?
Probably. It's a functional impairment. You see, Fred, you know...
I will never take any more substance D again. For the rest of my life.
How much you taking now?
Well, not much. More lately because of job stress.
We recommend you be relieved of duty until when or if he makes a comeback.
Now, why is it that even if both hemispheres of my brain are dominant, they don't receive the same stimuli? Why can't the two whatevers be synchronized? Like stereo sound is. I mean, when you look at an object, it is the same object.
Well, how would you define a left-hand glove compared to a right-hand glove? So that a person who has no knowledge of either of those terms could tell you what you meant, and not get the other, the mirror opposite.
Well, a left-hand glove would...
It's as if one hemisphere of your brain is perceiving the world as reflected in a mirror. Through a mirror, see? So left becomes right, and whatever all that implies. Topologically speaking, a left-hand glove is a right-hand glove pulled through infinity.
Through a mirror. A darkened mirror. A darkened scanner. I see myself backwards?
In a sense.
Maybe it's you. who see the universe backwards. Maybe I see it right.
You see it both ways.
That is to say, the
I think we've heard enough. You two can go now. I'm afraid I have no duty, but I'm afraid it's my duty, Fred, to take you out to the forest.
Well, what do I get for saying it happened on you?
Well, you get to sit in a waiting room and read a lot of Cosmopolitan and Saturday Evening Post for free.
Where's that?
Where would you like?
Do we have a clinic in Texas?
Of course.
Oh, well, I'll have to think about it.
Fine. Listen, I'll call Don and get her to come get you.
Who?
Donna. Donna Hawthorne. I know you're close.
John, that's Bob's girl.
Cut the act. I pieced it together a long time ago. I know that you're Bob Arthur.
I'm who? I'm Bob Arthur. I'm Bob Arthur.
Forget it. Listen, Don will take care of you.
You've been with the New Path Federal Rehabilitation Clinic for 2 months now. You've done very well. You're with me now. Your name is Bruce.
My name is Bruce.
We're going to try on farming for a period, Bruce.
Okay.
I think you'll like it better here, Bruce.
I think I'll like it. Better here.
It's good here. Out in the open where you can touch the ground. With all these rocket ship space probes, there's been too much trying to reach the sky. I want you to make an
I
attempt.
want to be with something living.
The ground is living. The earth is still alive. Do you have any agricultural background? Seeds, cultivation, harvesting? I bet you didn't know that substance E, like heroin, is organic. It's a product of the land, not the lab.
I worked in an office.
You'll be outside from now on. If your mind comes back, it'll have to come back naturally. You can't make yourself think again. You can only keep working, such as sowing the crops or tilling on a vegetable plantation, as we call it, or killing insects. We do a lot of that, drubbing insects out of existence with the right kind of sprays. We're very careful though with sprays. They can do more harm than good. They can not only poison the crops in the ground, but also the person using them. Eat their head, like yours has been eaten.
Will I get to see my friends?
You mean back from where you were, at the Santa Ana facility?
Mike, Laura, Eddie, Donna.
People from the residence facilities don't come up to the farms. These are closed operations. We'll be sending you back once or twice a year. We have regular gatherings at Christmas, and the next one's at Thanksgiving. We'll be sending workers back to the residence of origin for 2 days, and back again here until Christmas. So you will see them again. But you're not supposed to make any one-to-one relationships here at New Path. Didn't they tell you that? You're only supposed to relate to the family as a whole.
I understand that. They had us memorize that as part of the New Path Creed. Mushrooms.
Yes, Bruce.
Yes, Bruce.
Bruce, wake up.
Okay.
Mountains, Bruce. Mountains.
Mountains, Bruce. Mountains.
Alley, alley, Bruce. Alley, alley,
Alley, alley, Bruce. Alley, alley,
Okay,
Bruce.
Bruce. That's substance D. You're seeing the flower of the future there, but not for you.
Why not for me?
You've had too much of a good thing already. Now get up and stop worshiping. This isn't your God anymore, your idol, although it once was. That flower is why you're here, and now you are here for that flower. Transcendent vision. Is that what you see growing there? You look as if it is.
God. Flowers of spring. Gone.
No. You simply can't see them. Now get to work, Bruce.
I saw death rising from the earth.
Now get to work, Bruce.